Right, before I start doing all sorts of intros and stuff, we're going to get Jacko to make sure that we're actually live.
It's working. Go
Happy days. Hello, good evening. For what's definitely not the second attempt at the Jackocar Cup Series here in Miami for round 5 of season 12. We did have an original stream up, but for some reason it just didn't fancy working. So, yeah, second time's a charm. On a Tuesday night, round 5, like we say, already this season. And you can see Casper there is on the wet tyres. He won the last race, so he's not allowed to qualify today. This is purely just to get a setup on the car. But yes, we're here. It's season 12. It's round 5. It's Miami. I'm Owen White. With me, I've got Jacko. And we do have one joker with us tonight, which we were discussing before in Schmeckles. And I was in the middle of slandering him for not having any good results this season because he's on PC. Casper's got his PC win. And Gareth, we've got full expectations for him tonight, basically.
Yeah, can you believe that? After... I wish I was more prepared with stats. Do hold the line caller. Owen Wyatt. After 303 races, we finally got our first PC winner in race 304. It was a PlayStation exclusive league right up until 301 races. And then we've let the scrubs in. And Casper's taken 4 rounds to get a PC victory on the board in Jackocar.
It's just sad, isn't it? You could argue that that's sort of pay to win, can't you? Actually, so we've got that's our first pay to win Jackocar winner. Effectively, is what I'm calling that. So that's forever what Cash will be remembered as, unfortunately. And we do have a qualifying session on. It's not just a full-on slander session. This is, well, it's the usual format, but you've rejigged some of the timings, haven't you, Jacko, if you want to explain?
Yes, well, it came about, we were chatting last week. After the flag dropped, there's a bit of a gap there, and then we had to wait for, at the time it was Pete. I think it's Pete again, the first timed car out. We had to wait for him. I was thinking, why don't we give everybody an extra minute? So now, instead of it being 10 minutes left on the board, they've got to be done or starting at 9:01 and then in the pits for 7. And that means that the crossover should be as the last car's finishing their lap. Pete's already coming out and we can skip straight to him as the first timed car, one of the fast 9. So hopefully it works. As for timed laps, I believe Michael OKK is the first one who'll get around.
We do have MK Bourne on one, but he has had a bit of a poor run through the final sector so far, so we'll watch him cross the line. But I agree with the way the system's done now, because it means that the bottom half of the field do now get exactly half the session to get a lap started, rather than just the first 8 minutes. I think that might be what bugged me more than anything else, really. But Mike, he's gone fastest so far. What about Michael? He's actually probably not going to be next across the line. I'm looking at Ben Harrett as he comes around the final corner. But yes, this is the bottom half of the championship, who get to set as many laps as they can, really, in the first half of the session. And then the fast 9, which has never actually been 9 drivers, has it so far? And it won't be again tonight because we've got an NA in the middle of that. So it'll be a fast 8 will come out in the second half of the session, and they'll just have a 1 shot quality, the same as our previous sort of qualifying system was. I'm sure you're all used to it by now. Realistically, no one's watching this who doesn't know the Jackocar rules, because we don't have much of an outreach at this point, apart from bots, I suppose, and the Dua Lipa fan
even
club.
the bots don't join us.
I do know what, that's a good point. Yeah, even the bots don't bother. But clearly we do keep getting new people every now and then, because we did cross over the 500 subscribers the other week. So there must be some people watching, but yes, still, it's just housekeeping, the rules as per usual. And there's been a car on the wall. I think that's MK Bourne. That's the second time he's had a problem through here, and he's hit West while trying to recover and got himself a 5-player grid penalty. So not the smoothest qualifying session so far. I've got to say, West hasn't got any damage on the car, at least not visually. It could have some side pod or something. We've got a small glimpse of what was going on, but bit harsh to get a 5-second penalty, but there's nothing we can do about it now. He's just got to deal with that. And Wes is into the pits, so he's not even going to set a lap. So maybe there was some side pod damage. An unfortunate incident there. Is anyone actually on a proper time lap at the minute? I want to say maybe
Schmickles.
Robin? or Schmickel's just on the end of one, around the final corner. 1 minute 28.3 to beat, and Schmickels himself, he's absolutely nowhere near that.
Standard. It must be said, gone are the days when Gareth Hall was a threat to everybody else on the grid.
It's a shame that, isn't it? Because he does so much talking as well. Honest to God, you'd think he was sort of the child of the league with the amount of shit he talks. But he's not able to back any of it up at the minute, so come on, Gareth. Get this moving. I want to see you at the front again, just purely for the entertainment that you'd bring with it. Got to get practicing. You've got the PC hacks. Use them.
Yeah, it was Casper that was... actually, no, sorry, I tell a lie. It was Gareth Hall who was actually suggesting to me that we should introduce PC to the league now that it's a bit more refined and a couple of years established into the game. He's done that, and Casper's benefited from it himself as what looks to be, this is a bold claim from earlier in the chat, looks to be the fastest driver on our grid these days is young Casper.
I'm sure Jake and Arnold may have something to say about that, but at least for Jake's case, he has won a race this season. Arnold yet to win one, isn't he? So, is he yet to win one?
Jake?
Arnold.
Oh, no,
he keeps finishing second, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So,
Johannes.
Yes, and of course Johannes won that round for it Silverstone, and that's the one that was confusing me. But, yes, so Arnold and Jake and Johannes, they'll all have a claim to being fastest as well. And even Michael Okeke at points last week, if you saw it on Thursday, but Michael was absolutely flying. I'm sort of hoping that when he gets his next lap underway, we'll be in for a show, as Gareth has had enough. He's done one lap. Is that in protest to the old qualifying system? We've got Jamie Griffiths as well. He's had enough. Don't know what time's on the clock. I suppose they're in the pits, aren't they? So we're watching Robin crossing the line. This is the end of his last flying lap. Only goes P4. I think that's it. Unless Mike might get to the line in time, but Okeke's come out of the pits, so he's not going to get there in time. Ben Harrett
will get to the line.
Ben Harrett might get to the line as well. Considering Mike has the 5-place grid penalty, Ben could be our best hope of a decent lap from the bottom half of the field, but he's not going to get to the line in time either. This is going to be painfully close. I mean, be as cruel as you want to be, Jacko, but he's missed it by 2 seconds.
Yep, I read that as 8:59. That will not be valid. But the German in front of him.
I mean, try stop him from setting the lap time. Like, I mean, you're not going to be able to take control out of his car, are you?
Not at all. We can't penalise him.
Looks like he's going to get away with it. I reckon just let him get. He's not going to cause any problems. Come on, I want to see a lap here. We've seen no good laps so far, apart from Ben Harrett's first lap. He is going for it. He thinks he's going for it. So there's been only sort of 6 drivers actually setting lap times so far. So let's hope he can get one underway. I can see Wace is out there as well, and Wace. I mean, if Ben Harrett was late, then Wace was long past the time. But if they can finish this,
actually read the rules.
But the thing is, I reckon still, I know we're going to have this argument every single week, but I reckon if they finish these laps and don't get in the way of Pete Knighton, has there been any harm done? But I'm sure someone will bring it up in the steward's office later on tonight if this ends up causing problems. But here comes Ben Harrett anyway, into the last braking zone, very late on the brakes, but does make the apex just about. Gets near the concrete wall on exit, but has a big moment as he slides up to the line. He's still going to beat his fastest time. Not quite into the 27s, but that looked a bit of a messy lap. I'm surprised that was faster. Surely Wace would be quicker than that if he had a clean one, and he did, by 2 1/1000s of a second. And Pete Knighton, I mean, he's on the other end of the circuit, so they've not really got in his way. They're not going to get in his way, so say it quietly, I think they've got away with one there.
We shall see. It's... have they got away with it? Not like we were talking about them for 2 minutes, Owen. So when a keen-eyed viewer watches this one back, they'll bring that up, no doubt.
Well, in the sense that they've not gotten in the way of one of the Fast 9. So then we would have had problems if Pete Knighton was about to start his lap and find Wes Kuba in front of him. I mean, that's a lot of people's worst nightmare, really. But anyway, here comes Pete Knighton, and this is going to be the first lap of the Fast 9. He's shown pace, hasn't he, Pete? But he's just not been able to sort of string together a qualifying and a race result. He's been good on sort of both separately, but he needs to get it all together. And hopefully tonight is the night he does that.
So I've just seen a message in the stewards chat.
That was quick.
And I can confirm that Waze and Ben Harrett have been caught.
And well, as you say, we tried so hard to hide it as well. Well, that'll be more admin for you to worry about later on tonight. Maybe we need to bring in what One Hub do. They don't bother with going straight to the race. They finish qualifying, then they go back to the lobby to apply loads of grid penalties and stuff.
No.
That sounds like, honest to God, that's what they do. Because we have to take engine penalties and gearbox penalties separately during the season. I'm not taking mine yet. But yeah, so it means you do your qualifying, and afterwards they take you all back to the lobby so you can apply loads of penalties. So you can qualify like 12th, but if everyone takes a penalty, you can still be on pole.
What? No. That's... Surely once you start the session, like, just see it through. Don't take all the penalties before the qualifying session, right?
Well, that's what I thought. Just do a cheeky qualifying ban, but I don't know.
That's so long-winded.
But then you'd have no qualifying session with everyone takes their things at the same time. But yeah, look, different interpretations of the rules. It would punish the top two in qualifying at the moment if we had that sort of system. So it does have its benefits. And Pete Knighton would certainly hope for that, because that would put him onto pole position as it stands. Not too bad of a lap, but Tony's, that's more the pace we were expecting to see as he crosses the line in 1 minute 26.7, and that might quiet the stewards room down a little bit now that we've seen a properly fast lap out there.
It won't.
Well, one can hope.
It won't.
Let's see how Ben Shaw gets on. Well, it wasn't Ben who lodged the complaint, was it? Because I'm sure he'll be all over this.
Oh, and I have to leave you to do the commentary a second.
We're gonna have a lot of problems here, are we? Oh dear. It's Jackocar on a Tuesday. It's tin pot as ever. Did we ever end the Kia series? Clearly not. Let's ride on board with Ben Shaw as he weaves through the S section, through the first sector, cutting the inside of turn 6, I think that is. Lucky to get away with it. Turn 8 lasts literally forever. If you're running no racing line, you're going to have a very difficult time trying to work out where everything is there, but then I think most do have it on. It just makes life easier, doesn't it? We're not too strict. We're not a PSGL where you have to have it off if you want to be good. So people hopefully shouldn't have too many problems with that. End of the first properly long DRS zone. You'll see a lot of racing into there. This is where Pete Knighton and Michael Okeke had their infamous coming together in Season 10. Or at least it was to us in the commentary box, because they were on for a P4. They were fighting for P4 and P5, and they got it completely wrong into there, and it was just so painful to watch, because the crash just lasted forever. Now, who's this? Is this Corey Dalton? That'll be a little bit of a slipstream there for Ben Shaw. I think negligible, but still, I'm sure Corey will maybe try and get a bit of tow in response. Maybe we'll see Ben Shaw park it on the inside of the front straight when he finishes lap time. This is all get a bit personal between ERT and Speed and ART and all the rest of them, whatever these teams are called these days. As Ben goes second fastest there, 2/10 off Tony, so it is Speed 1-2 at the moment. Risky is next on his lap, and he's gone through the middle sector in a 1 minute 1.8. Now, he's had some great pace this season. Good in both of the Silverstone races. Dispelling the sort of reputation he has for only having one good race per season. He's already had 2. Can he make it 3 tonight? This looks like a quick lap time. Should be Speed 1-2-3 with this, and it is indeed only 3/10 off Tony. Another very strong lap for Risky. Is this his year? Wouldn't that be brilliant? As we watch Corey Dalton then on the DRS. I still think he's got the best livery on the grid, Jacko. I can hear you maybe attempting to talk. Are you back with us?
No, you're just hearing my breathing. I've confirmed that Ben Harrett and Waze are aware that they have drive-through penalties on lap 1.
There you go. Then that's our innovative solution. Then just do a drive-through. Obviously, that will not cut as a mandatory pit stop or anything like that before they try and claim it. Although we're well wise to that whole thing by now. They're not going to muck about. If they get a safety car on lap 1, do they still have to take the penalty there, or will they have to wait to the restart lap?
Yes, that's what happened in the Netherlands reverse, you may recall.
I was too busy trying to take control of my car. Remember, I hadn't a clue what happened at the start at the start of that race. I was more preoccupied by causing the safety car, I think, as Corey Dalton goes fastest by 0.023 of a second. Very tight indeed at the top. Only got 3 drivers left, first of which is Jake O'Sullivan, who does hit the wall as he heads onto the supremely long straight. Hopefully I won't give him too much of a disadvantage. We do run simulation damage, so if you hit the wall like that, that could well wear your tyres down a wee bit. On that right hand side, may just make his turning for this hairpin a bit more difficult, but it looks to me like he's hit the apex perfectly well. If maybe a little bit slower than he needed to, he's left a bit of pace on the table here, I think, Jake O'Sullivan. In fact, he's left a lot of pace on the table. He's only gone to P8.
Oh, wow.
So he's not had a good run there at all. He was out of ERS a long way before the line as well. So he had absolutely no power coming out of that final corner. So bad ERS management, hit the wall. A very untidy lap there for Jake.
Slow. I take a lot of pleasure in saying that as well. Here's Arnold. Someone who's not slow. 22 poles in Jackocar from 145 starts. Can he get it anywhere near the front today alongside Corey and Tony? To the line he comes. P3, he's behind him. Not where he wants to be, but good enough for that run down to turn 1. And that, Owen, leaves us with Johannes coming down the back straight now.
Unbelievably not the bridesmaid at the moment. He is the man as things stand. Obviously we did have Casper winning the second race in Silverstone, but Johannes won the first, and he's having a very good start to the season. But that final corner was pretty messy, and it's cost him a fair chunk of time, which leaves Corey Dalton on the track where he was robbed of the season 6 title. I'm sure he's probably mentioned it once or twice. He's on pole. He can try and get some redemption, but I tell you what, this whole sort of top 5, speed and ERT, very much dominant, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing how they all get on. I'm hoping Tony has a good performance. We've been waiting for one from him this season so far, but Arnold, Ben Shaw, Risky, all looking for that first win of the season as well. This should be very exciting indeed. And Pete, well, he'll end up effectively P7, assuming he doesn't get anything wrong on the start, because Wes and Ben will get themselves out of the way by the end of that one. Jake O'Sullivan right in the thick of the midfield as well. Those two should be interesting to watch from row 5, but that is qualifying here in Miami. Our Joker, Schmickles, only 14th. What a joke.
From memory, Owen, not that you remember, but when it was Jamie Griffiths in Zandvoort, he jumped the start and then pitted or took the penalty then. So I don't know what Ben Harrett and Waze are planning on doing.
That's a good shot, actually. I didn't even think about that. Of course, if you if you take a jump start, that is just a straight drive-through penalty. Yeah. Maybe we should tell them to do that then.
I'm going to.
But obviously, don't jump away too much. Don't take the lead into turn 1 or anything, because we'll just penalise you again. Anyway, here's our grid: Corey, Tony, Arnold, Ben Shaw, Risky, Johannes, Wes, Ben Harrett, Pete, and Jake. NK Bourne, Mike Hill moved on to 16th, which leaves Jamie 11th, Robin 12th, Gareth 13th, Okeke 14th, and Casper 15th, and then we'll have Mike starting in last place. I mean, the penalty probably wasn't his fault, but I mean, if you touch another car in qualifying, the likelihood is you'll get a penalty, and that's what's happened there. So he'll gain 2 of those places back at the end of the first lap, and maybe starting right at the back means you're out of danger as such, because if someone goes for some sort of banzai moving to turn 1, you can pick up the pieces from that. So not the end of the world for Mike. Hopefully he can make up ground from there. No rain expected, I don't think, during this race. Looks like a pretty clear evening session.
Sorry, Aaron. I've just sent the message to Mr. Harrett, and he's just replied with, "I'm sending it, fella." So,
Well, do it at your own risk. Do it at your own risk, because when you get it wrong and burn out a safety car, then you're not going to be able to do that drive through, and that's going to really mess your race up. So,
Put it this way, row 4 with Harrot and Waze on it is going to be exciting to watch, and I think that's where our attention should be.
I mean, I suppose the way I'm thinking about it, if we're thinking this is obviously a NASCAR-inspired league, if a NASCAR driver was put in this position, they absolutely would do what these two are planning on doing, wouldn't they? So, I suppose in that sense, we just sort of have to let it happen. Oh, what have we done here? We've created all sorts of silly rules.
We like a silly rule here, though, don't we? It's been somewhat of a trademark of the league over the last 6 years. I'm going to correct myself for a change.
Yes, thank you.
Over the last 6 years, I can't think of any myself off the top of my head, but what's been one of your favourite rules?
The no pitting under safety car unless you have damage rule, which led to Arnold winning his home race in Belgium by smashing his own front wing up and burning out a safety car. Superb rule that was.
Yeah.
That's probably the best we've managed. Because
that was one of mine.
it oddly enough actually worked for a while until someone realised, hold on a minute, what if I just cheat? And then
we've had many a cheater over the years as well. Kieran Spears, Jamie Wright, famously.
Oh dear. I missed Jimmy Wright this season. It was nice having him back for a season last time round, but he just doesn't like these modern cars, does he?
No, not at all. Nearly got his win, but not quite.
I tell you what, it'll be good to see next season if you do stick around in the commentary box. Obviously, you'll be making the rules next season, so it'll be fun to see the views of an outsider for once. and just have a look at it and think, Jesus, is this what I've been doing for the last 12 seasons? What's wrong with me?
Ever since season 4, the rule making has been shared with a list of names: Jacob O'Sullivan, Ben Shaw, Arnaud de Grief, Gareth Hall, Mr. Lewis, I think, has been involved in a couple. So there's a handful of day one rules left, but not as many as there once were. Seasons 1, 2 and 3 you very much abided by the Jacko way. The dictatorship has been knocked down over the seasons, to a point where I'm merely just a mouthpiece. I don't do anything else.
Well, there we go then. It's a slow descent into retirement, I suppose, and probably the easiest way of doing it. But as we look at the grid here, this is probably one of the most sort of formulaic sets of tyre compounds I've seen. Everyone's on mediums, apart from our Joker driver in Gareth Hull, and Casper, who's starting at the back, wants to make some places. Everyone else on mediums. Pretty clear what their plan for the race is. And, well, I'm guessing Gareth is going to want to lead some laps today. I'm surprised he didn't do it at Silverstone. He had a pretty good chance to. Obviously, you don't get any playoff points for it anymore, but I mean, I'm sure he'd just love to hear us say Gareth Hall leads the race. And obviously I've just said it, but it's not the same when he's actually in third in front. So you're going to do it legit. Oh, that's OKK crashing before the formation lap's even over. Nicely done. Get it out of your system early. Because he's good here. He was good here last time we were here on F124. So, you know, keep it clean. He might be on for a good race here.
And you know what, Owen? He was good on Thursday as well.
He
doesn't look overly fast, but if it's a track you don't like, just sit and collect the points. That's all you've got to do. You know, 14th place would get him 3 points, and that is that'll do nicely for Michael's tally this evening. Any better, and he would absolutely be more than thrilled. Anyway, it's your turn. Corey Dalton on pole.
Look out then for row 4 and the jump starting Wes and Ben Harrott. Will they ruin this start? No, they're behaving, thank goodness. Boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing. And Corey gets off the line. Let's see if he can get into the lead into turn 1. Looks pretty comfortable to me as, nearly into the back of Arno goes risky. And that could have been a disaster at the start there. We do have a yellow flag. It's for Pete Knighton already. And Casper's got a 10-second penalty for collision with Jamie Griffiths. And so it's those three at the back at the moment. So has Casper shoved some people into trouble then. That's not the first time he's picked up a 10-second penalty. He might have had actually all 3 types of 10-second penalty already, hasn't he? Because he's had a collision one now, he's had pit lane ones, I'm sure he's had a different type as well. He's been a very naughty boy this season, let's just say that much. He's into 14th already though, and he'll still use those soft compound tyres to some advantage, but yeah, not an ideal start. As Corey continued to lead from Tony, from Arnaud, Ben Shaw, Risky and Johannes, who's just holding his own. He knows the 2 guys behind him are going to disappear into the pits in a moment, and that'll give a bit of free air, and with any luck that'll mean, for his case anyway, that Jake may not get into the DRS on the next lap.
Absolutely. I was been on board with Johannes for pretty much all of this lap. He was pushing Risky for the first 3 corners.
Oh, Arnaud! That's into the wall! Oh, look at that for some tight defence there from Tony. It's all fair, as he has a snap of oversteer on the exit of the final corner, and Arnaud does get through this time. Brilliant.
Oh, that's what we love, isn't it?
That was properly aggressive driving. I've not seen anything like that in Jackocar for a good while there. And they kept it clean, just about, so fair play.
I told you last week, Owen, that Arnaud really embodies what it means to be a Jackocar driver. That was fantastic.
Michael Okeke was briefly into the top 10 now, so I think I had a little moment with Mike Kelterborn, who I said would potentially benefit from starting at the back. He has made 6 spots already by just keeping his nose clean, so that undoes that 5 place penalty that he picked up in qualifying when he had a small sort of moment at the very tight chicane at the start of the final sector. He can move on with his race now. Casper in 8th, but like I say, when he's got that 10-second penalty, that's going to make life very difficult for him when it comes to pit stops. If he can get through the pit stops and then get a safety car to get back into it, like we saw in Monaco, then that might help him out. But for now, this is going to be a difficult race for him. And Jake, he's 2 seconds behind Johannes, and so he might find himself in no man's land because his qualifying lap was 2 seconds off pole. He might not have the pace to catch up anyway.
No, he does have a hell of a gap behind him, but Casper on those soft tyres, see if he can bring it down and play a factor later on. But yeah, Jake looks like he might be in for a little bit of struggle for a few laps.
Did Tony go wide there? He nearly hit the wall, and Ben Shaw, he's been chasing him down this whole lap. Doesn't want to have any problems with his teammate, but well, it's interesting because it's speed in front of him and speed behind him, and he's in a relatively protected position. And Casper, we don't have any rules about pitting on lap 2, do we?
Not at all.
Kind of mandatory. So that's another rule that we've revoked since last season. So this is his first mandatory stop, thank goodness. And now you'll hope that Okeke's crash brings out a safety car, but I don't think Okeke's got any damage. Second time's had a problem here in this race already, as Ben, Harrett and West were very close to each other there when they came past. I was worried it might hit him there. That would have been a red flag, potentially, with how big that crash would have been. As we see Johannes, he's not just interested in getting one speed driver, he had a fantastic closing speed. Thought he might have had a chance at Ben Shaw as well, but it sort of slowed down towards the end of the straight. But he's all over him anyway. Johannes here needs to get rid of these speed drivers and get on with his race, because Tony's now not in the DRS of Arnaud, and this could lead to the ERT pair driving off in the distance. Tony struggling for pace, and that's a shame, isn't it?
Ben Shaw's going to get him here as well.
He has to. Let's say the speed drivers, they can't protect each other too much because it's going to cost them time now. So Ben Shaw does have to get this done, and this is a Ben Shaw that we've not seen for a while. Up at the front is Tony. My goodness, that's one of the biggest rear lockouts I've seen for such a long time. How on earth he missed his teammate there is beyond me. But Johannes gets through up into 4th place. But yes, Ben Shaw, he's got pace, and it's been a while since we've been able to say that about him. So hopefully he can keep this up. But Johannes looks faster than he looks like the fastest on track, just in general. To be honest with you, if he can get past Ben, he could chase the ERT boys down. And Gareth up into the top 10 here. On the Joker, he's been hit. He's been hit by Mike Kelterborn and put into the wall by Jamie Griffiths. Now, somehow he's not got any front wing damage, but when you get hit like that on the side, that must do the floor, or the side pod some damage. Surely. That's how he fought it. He was waiting for the opportune moment to spin back around there, and he nearly got it wrong, as Michael Okeke had a bit of a heart attack, I'm sure, saying that. But I do fear Johannes does get past Ben Shaw. That wasn't very difficult at all for him, was it? But
No.
I do worry that that's our Joker with floor damage. I mean, he got hit so hard there, that has to be, as he squeezed Mike Keltborn into turn 2. It's a racing incident, but it's just unfortunate that it brings that sort of damage. But we'll keep our eye on him. If he gets a safety car and he's not got damage, Gareth, then he can sort of get himself back into the race.
Yeah, you were talking about Ben Shaw being fast. It's been 48 races since we last saw him taste victory in the Cup Series. But I think the attention now should turn to Arnaud and Corey, who for the middle part of this lap, Arnaud was all over him. But an awful final couple of corners for Arnaud means that Corey re-establishes his gap. And Johannes closes in once again on his next victim, as Shaw is looking to keep Mr. Kirkpatrick behind, who is trying to rediscover his own form after 2 races away.
Oh, Corey's gone off.
Corey in the wall.
And he's going to continue. I was watching Jake O'Sullivan in the pits here, but has Corey got any damage? It's hard to tell from the front angle. No, he's not got any damage, so it might have just been a slide. Saying that, we've seen a few incidents in this race, and no one seems to be picking up any damage. That's a weird one, but anyway, Corey's lost the lead of the race. And I was watching Jake O'Sullivan in the pits because that's a very early pit stop for him. And, well, he could get an undercut. I was going to say, if Arnaud and Corey were to fight, but obviously that's not going to happen now with Arnaud in the lead. And a straight fight between him and Johannes should be fascinating if we get it.
Oh, yeah.
These two are, I mean, when they really get to it, they might well be the 2 most aggressive drivers. I'm looking forward to it. Let's have a good fight, but he needs to catch up first. Arnaud's doing quite well on his ERS here, by the way. He's got over half a tank. No one else is anywhere close to that in the top 4. Tony's got a very healthy amount, but we don't think he's got the outright pace. But
There you go.
We'll see.
Jamie Griffiths on Robin Border. About to be an easy move here for what is P9. Sorry to interrupt, but a bit of screen time for the Welshman as he overtakes the German. The other Welshman this week weighs Cuba.
Back up his inside, contact again.
Will be taking 2 positions away. Look at that.
Ugh. And that's, wow, that's a shame. But I mean, Wales will take it. I mean, you wouldn't think he had a drive through, would you?
No, he's doing actually quite well.
Actually, the pair of them. I mean, they're together on track. Oh no, sorry, Ben Harrett is the other one, wasn't he? But Ben Harrett's on the back of this as well. As KK speed into the pit lane. Oh, Wes has gone off again. Again, no damage when someone goes off. Is there?
Somebody might have put the settings wrong, I'm starting to think.
But I'm sure Mike Keltborn lost a front wing end plate when he crashed in qualifying, as we see Corey getting back past Ben Shaw. So his recovery drive getting underway. I suspect if he had a spin or a slide, he may be thinking of an undercut already, because the tyres will not be in a healthy condition.
Corey clouts that wall for the chicane, by the way. He's not the only one to do it. I saw Sullivan Lewis earlier clip it. But it still drives away from Ben Shaw.
Robin.
No DRS. Oh, yeah, DRS there, sorry.
Robin there, just conceding to Jake and to Ben Harrett, not fancying getting involved in all that, but there was a lot of locking up going on between those 3 when they were side by side. Always the fear there could be a collision. Jake will get DRS here on Ben Harrett, and it's important to keep an eye on this, because as Corey pits, with all the issues he's had, has Jake O'Sullivan been able to make enough of an advantage to be within striking range of the once race leader? Oh, very late onto the brakes though is Jake. Pushing it hard through the final Britain zone of the track. But yes, let's see. Corey's on his way down the pit lane now. Jamie Griffiths gets a penalty. That's not really relevant to this. Corey's back up to speed. He'll have cold tyres out of the pits. And Jake O'Sullivan can see him. With the way that top 6 train was looking, I'd say Jake will be part of that and make it a top 7 train now.
Yeah. And I think that's where he'd want to be as well. I mean, they all look like they're having a great time up front. Obviously, Casper missing from the battle as well. But we have a clear top 7, it must be said.
Just
Sullivan as well. You've got to credit him once again. He is doing so well this season. Sticking with the fast boys.
Car damage, by the way, is on simulation, but damage rate is on reduced. So I don't know, they're just getting very lucky when they hit the wall. But simulation damage is on, so whatever they're doing, when they're having these incidents, they are lucking out every single time.
It won't stay with them. One of them eventually is going to become come undone with that.
No, Jimmy Griffiths, he did pick up a 10-second penalty, but he has come out and overtaken Gareth Hall. He unfortunately is just because he's stuck in no man's land at the minute on this Joker. And a Joker's already hard enough to pull off on this year's F1 game with the increased tyre wear. But, I suppose he's waiting for a safety car, isn't he? Or a red flag or something like that to just get him back into play. We've not had a red flag since, I want to say, Belgium in season 10. It's in a while.
Red flags are off.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'll tell you why, Owen, because you told me at the start of this game cycle that they are not very good.
Ah, yes. Pete's had an accident.
So
I know,
based on
sorry,
what you
of
said,
course.
I've removed it.
Yes, no, I remember now, because I basically had a league race in Australia, and we had a red flag on lap 2, and basically only one car was allowed to restart the grid properly. Everyone else is like on a pit. Everyone else is on the grid, but it was basically a pit lane limiter of everyone else. It was just impossible. So one guy just drove off 20 seconds into the distance while the rest of us were all going around at 60 mile an hour. So yeah, sorry. I should have really remembered that. But I mean, at least I've been able to get the context now. So yes, no red flags will actually get into play.
So only 6 laps all time in the Cup Series, at least, have been under red flag conditions. That means we've had 3. How many were in the Kia Series? 2? I think one of them was Vegas.
Just the one, I think, because I caused one in the Cup Series in Spa, and the other one was in Monaco that season. So it must have been only one in the Kia Series.
No. 6 laps, which is 3 lots of safety car in the Cup Series. And there was definitely 1 in Kia Series. Oh! Risky spun!
And that is damage to the car. So, damage is on, but only Risky's picked it up. Oh, that's a shame. He's had good pace today. But that'll be more good news for,
Jake.
Well, it's good news for Jake. What's happened here at the final braking zone? Robin's had a really difficult day so far. He's had another off. Every time I watch him on the brakes, he looks like he's struggling, and now he's had a proper off. He's into the pits now. While we've been discussing these red flags and all the rest of it, Corey has undercut Johannes. Obviously, Johannes now has a tyre offset, but Corey, if you can get around these two with relative ease, obviously with the guy in front here, Risky does have damage, so this will slow him down. He might well be able to get back ahead of Arnold, but let's see, because this is going to be a slow section, and Johannes will get back into play with this as well.
Pushing Mike through the corners there. Mike doesn't have a particularly great exit, but
he might need a double overtake. You need a double overtake here. This could get very sketchy. This could get very sketchy. Will they play ball with Corey Dalton? Looks like they will. Just a bite. MK Bourne sneaks his way up on the inside of Risky as well. Risky will surely pit with the damage, but they're racing into the pits here, and Mike just backs off, and Risky, well, he gets a 10-second penalty. They were side by side in the way into the pits. That's what happens. And Corey, a long way in front. So the undercut here, extremely powerful. And Johannes just a bite behind Arnold. So I'd say that you're making about 1.5 seconds a lap on the undercut. Jake O'Sullivan will have a chance of getting past Tony on this lap, and that'll leave him 4th as Arnold picks up his first penalty of the day. Early days still, so I wouldn't be surprised if Corey and Johannes picks them up later on as well. But still, this is all looking good for Corey. A 3-lap undercut, and yeah, back in the lead. Here comes Johannes on Arnold. Second place is his. Once again in the Cup Series.
That one is on everybody's bingo sheet. Johannes, P2.
Some things never change.
No, they don't. Can he close the gap to Corey Dalton? 1.6. Remember when he was behind Arnold? It was 1.6. So Johannes is very much in the same place as he was. But with Arnold fully behind him. He won't give this up too easy.
Let's
There's
see.
the DRS.
He's going for it, isn't he?
Of course he is.
Johannes, Johannes there is out of ERS, so he's just got nothing to fight with there. He'll have a good exit, but he's got no ERS to sort of get past with. Arnold's got enough to defend with, and he's using it. And they're not scrapping too hard, so they've not lost any time to Corey in doing this, but they'll need to be careful and sort of manage this properly. I'm sure Arno would be hoping that Corey will give him DRS, but the thing is, if Corey does that, that doesn't fight Johannes in. So team play may not be as easy to sort of manage here today, but we'll see what they can do, the ERT drivers. Jake, by the way, I don't know if you mentioned it, but he's got some sort of issue, because he's lost 3 seconds in a lap here.
He's just not very good, Owen.
He just is very slow, isn't he? Ben Shaw, by the way, is a long way behind all these leaders now. He's behind Jake. He's catching him, but yeah, his pit stop cycle's not worked out for him. Is Arnold in DRS? I think Arnold is in DRS now, so...
wow.
And Corey's not got much ERS here. He's trying to save some up, I think. But, yeah, Corey, he does have the tyre offset, which will mean that generally he'll have less pace than Arnold this whole stint. So maybe the smart move here is just to let Arnold by. He's the quicker driver at the moment, and he's now retaking the lead here in Miami. And so he was third this time last lap. Now he leads. So Arnold, he's clinical. Let's see if he can hold on. He's got that 3-second penalty, of course, but I'm sort of expecting the guys around it to pick penalties up as well, especially if the racing gets intense towards the end, as we have a yellow flag for Casper, who's gone off at the final corner and recovered. I think he just broke late and just had to spin it around, so no damage done, but obviously some time lost. And, well, he is in no man's land. He has made a pit stop, but, yeah, he's got no one really around him to play with.
I think what they have learnt, Owen, is that the undercut is definitely the way to go here, so will we see people scrapping to get in on lap 15? But also notice how that top 8 has established itself once again as the fast 8, if you will. And I think it is fair to say they are the elite of this season's Cup Series lineup. As Ben Shaw finally gets past Jake O'Sullivan.
Yeah, that's after Jake losing another 2 seconds on the previous lap. So, of course, it has to be sort of reiterated here that the drivers aren't told what the track's going to be. We find out in the you find out in the lobby what track you're going to be on. So, do you have a setup for every track? Have you practiced for every track? The answer sometimes is just no. So maybe Jake hasn't really got the ideal setup for this race, or if he does, maybe it's an outdated one. As we watch Johannes come through, and hits Corey. Oh. That could be floor damage if you're not careful there. But if anyone has got damage from that, it will be Corey. But he holds on to second place. Arnold, he'll be very pleased to see that going on behind him. But yeah, basically my point there on Jake is that he might just not have the ideal setup, and many things could be going wrong there because it's a track that we only find out seconds before we hit ready up.
Yeah, I must admit I knew about 5 o'clock when I spoke to ChatGPT. I kept it to myself all this time, and then I revealed it to your good self. And here we are now, lap 13, racing around Miami, Florida. Here comes Johannes, and can he get through Corey this time?
They've both got no ERS, so they're fighting purely on their wits here, and Johannes is way too late on the brakes, but he had the move done going into the corner, and so he's been able to hold on. And Corey's got nowhere he can really dive back through, and he hits the wall. He's not got any visual damage there, but I'm surprised. I'm very surprised he's got away with hitting the wall that hard. Will that just put him off as well? A potential run on DRS here? I think so. And Johannes
hell of a knock.
Can try and focus on Arnold now, but I think Arnold's just quicker. He's got the best tyres, he seems comfortable. And Arnold, well, he continues to lead here, and if we're looking at undercuts on the next pit stop, the only issue that they may have with pitting on lap 15 is that will a set of mediums go 14 laps? I don't think so. Not based on what we've seen here, where most people got all down to 5 or 6 laps. So I'd be surprised
Corey.
I'd be surprised if anyone goes for the pits on lap 15. Basically, is my point there. But we'll see. Maybe if anyone's if anyone's gone for the harder option on their tyre selection into qualifying, they should have 2 sets of hards. But most probably won't have done that.
They're all going to be playing chicken with each other as well, like weighing up when to pit for mediums and also trying to get the undercut on everybody else. By the way, Arnaud de Grief now leads this race by 3 seconds, so he is net race leader, minus a tenth or 2.
The other thing on this
100th.
The other thing on this undercut is, as we're clearly seeing, Corey did get the undercut. He made all his time up, but now that he's got older tyres, he's just flat out slow. He's just slow. Even Johannes' 1 lap tyre difference to Arnaud, he's just slow. Yeah. So maybe it's actually about who pits latest, and maybe can take advantage of a safety car or a virtual safety car, or maybe just be faster with 5 lap near tyres. We're seeing a serious delta today, which we've not seen for a very long time really on any F1 game, and you can see that once again with Tony, who we were saying earlier didn't seem to have the pace. 2 lap fresher tyres, straight past Corey Dalton like it's nothing. So yep. Really fascinating this. I really don't remember the last time we saw tyres that behaved like this. Codemasters, thank goodness for that. You've sorted out tyres. If only the real F1 tyres worked a bit like this, it'd be a much more watchable form of motorsport. As Casper and Risky were close there on the back straight, but it's Risky ahead of Casper at the moment.
Oh, and the last time Arnaud won was the night he took home the championship. We're currently on a streak of 6 different race winners, starting with Baza back in Monza, and of course Arnaud in Australia, and then Jake, Corey, Johannes and Casper from this season.
That's a lot of front wing damage for Jamie Griffiths, and he's going to pit here on the end of lap 14, which is just not ideal at all, is it? It's 1 lap too early, isn't it?
The lap counter says he's on lap 15.
The lap count says the race is on lap 15, I think is what has happened there, because it also says Arnaud's on lap 15, and if you look on Arnaud's steering wheel, it says 15 on his wheel, so I'm going by that. Not exactly a science.
3.7 seconds clear now.
Yeah, so I think this answers the question really. I think you've got to try and pit as late as possible actually without losing too much time, because the benefit you get from that fresher set of tyres, it's just enormous. Let's see, maybe another example is I think Johannes has gone very wide there at the penultimate corner, and Tony nearly got past him then. Obviously, most of these guys are on quite new hards, so it will more than likely be a medium that they go for when they make their next pit stop, as Jamie, he's broke the front one again, so he's going to get lapped now. It's effectively race over for him, unfortunately. And yeah, it all went wrong.
Oh! That was Robin sideways in front of him. He's unlapped himself.
No, Casper's into the pits as well. And that will be for hard. So some people are going for the hards on their second stop. That is Casper going to the end. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes for him. But here comes Tony on Johannes. Now, this is the same age of tyre, so Tony on hards seemed to be a bit more friendly with him. And he's up into second place. Obviously, the top 2 have penalties in this race. Arnaud doesn't have to worry about his at the moment, but Tony will have to make 3 seconds here on Johannes. But yeah, this is fascinating that Johannes now, we were saying earlier on, he was probably the fastest guy out there. Does not look like that at the moment.
No, as Arnaud is up to nearly 4.5 seconds.
Oh, I say that though.
But Johannes coming back.
Oh, he's thought about it. He's thinking about it. He's going for it. He's got it. Nicely done. As Jamie Griffiths gets in the way there as well. Not very helpful. And Tony, well managed there to not completely lose that position. They both have DRS as well, thanks to Jamie's car. But wow, that was robust from the pair of them.
Exciting stuff. We love to see it. And Corey faded away into his own little race there. Ben Shaw slightly catching, and Jake O'Sullivan, those 3 all in no man's land at the minute. Sullivan Lewis, despite his penalty, retains P7, and Corey with another penalty to live with.
Johannes has saved a lot of ERS up on this lap. I think he'll be coming straight past Tony, and he wants to do it now. Not waiting for the back straight, going for it through all the bendy bits, and he's up into second place once more. Tony, though, he's got a bit between his teeth here. I reckon he thinks he can get back past. Hopefully he can give it a go. They'll both be saving energy through this section, and this is going to help Arnaud out as well, because they're both losing plenty of time. Let's see if Tony can come back at Johannes then. The DRS will be his. He's not using ERS yet though, and I think he's actually going to hold off on using it entirely, so maybe just settling in a little bit there. But that was some decent excitement we've had from those two, as we are already approaching then the latter stages of this race, and it is all about when they make this second stop, because I mean, look at Jake. He must be about 15-20 seconds off. Yeah, 19 seconds off the lead.
Wow.
And I think it's partly due to the fact he has the oldest tyres on at the minute of the sort of front runners. God knows what pace Gareth must have. He's keeping his Joker alive, but 16 laps on those tyres, there must just be absolutely no pace to them whatsoever.
Second week in a row, and we're seeing a Cup Series race unfold based on strategy. I don't think we very rarely have one, but two in a row I think is unheard of.
Yeah, I guess it shows how much that the stage format was taking precedence for when people were making their pit stops in previous seasons. Now they only have to purely look at their tyres and just work out, the best way to work things. So
they've been given freedom to race, so to speak.
Effectively, yeah.
And I have to say, I always feared that it would always be strategy based, but this season has been exciting. Like a really good watch.
We've not had a bad race yet, I don't think, and this is another good one. So we're doing quite well. We had another yellow flag. This is for Robin. He has hit the wall, but only taken a little bit of his front wing off. I should also correct myself from last week when I had a go at Jamie Griffiths for retiring at the end of the race, just as we were talking about last week's race. He did finish the race and then retired, and for some reason, and then quit, but then the game said he retired. He didn't retire, so I had to go at him for not finishing the race. But he did, and the game just lied to us. So he did finish the race. This meant that all the drivers who started the race finished it, which is quite a rarity, and we could be on for it again tonight. So, just a bit of housekeeping on that.
Yep, he was officially scored those points as well for finishing the race. Well, it was only 1 point, but it was added to his tally, in case you were worried. Gaps are fairly tremendous at the minute. Ben Harrow is within a second of Peter Knighton. I don't know what he's going to do with it.
Here's interesting. We've got Tony still not sending it on ERS, but Johannes has used up his whole tank, so if Tony can get close through this last sector, could have a chance of going for the move, but it's an unlikely one from this far back. Jamie Griffiths must have some floor damage or something, because he's been in the wall again now, and he's broken the front wing again, both sides of it. No one's doing enough damage to burn out safety cars though. Again, I'm not really too sure we need a safety car. I think I really want to see how this plays out with genuine sort of deltas in the pit stops. If we have sort of 3 or 4 laps of difference in tyre life from these pit stops, it'd be fascinating to see how it works out. Pit stops, here we go, and Johannes and Tony are going to follow each other in. Corey will continue, and what tyres are they going to go for? They've done 11 laps on these hards, these two. Looks like they're both going to be for mediums. I don't think we've seen mediums go as far as this during the race. Obviously, we've got Gareth as well trying to go that far. Ben Shaw on mediums as well, so we'll see if the tyres can sort of last the distance here with relatively good pace. And Risky may get involved in this. He's got Robin behind him, but he will be ahead of Ben Shaw, but by enough of a gap for it not to matter. So I thought he may have involved himself. Jacob Sullivan will involve himself, because that's just how much time he's lost. And he's holding up Johannes plenty here. Tony's lost about 2 seconds in the pits here, by the way, as well. Don't really know why that is. but he'll need to do a bit of catching up. Johannes, he'll get past Jake pretty quickly here, but he was slowed down through the closing moments of that first sector. Now, we're expecting this then to be a decent undercut, but at the same time we're expecting the tyre delta to be quite big then.
Surely Arnaud covers himself off here.
He's
Give himself the most chances to get back to the lead if he loses it, that is. And of course he does indeed pit.
And he slowed down to under 40 miles an hour. The pit lane limit is 50, so he was absolutely not taking any risks there whatsoever. Corey's into the pits as well now. Will he be as... yeah, he did take the risk there. He got that slowdown pretty much perfectly, but that was very much on the edge. And they're all in for the mediums, of course. Johannes then riding on board. Will we even see Arnaud's car disappearing through turn 2? I don't think we will.
Oh, he's
so
gone.
It's a very good start for Arnaud. It's all gone to plan for him. And we've got Risky here letting Ben Shaw go through, and that was important because Corey Dalton's come out and he's hit Robin Border. Oh wow, that could have been catastrophic, that. But Ben Shaw ahead of Corey Dalton, a one lap undercut, and look what it does.
The Corey wouldn't have known anything about Robin there. He saw Sullivan on the exit, but Robin was on Sullivan's outside, so the directional arrow would have been pointing in the same way.
Jamie Griffiths is out of the race.
Out of this race.
Virtual safety car. I believe it is indeed a virtual safety car.
Nobody in the pits, so no one benefiting.
Well, Risky may get a chance to benefit if it lasts long enough. And I think Jamie's had damage the whole race. Something's been wrong with that car, because for him to be going off so many times, it's a bit unusual. And, well, finally someone's actually hit the wall and retired. I mean, they've kept trying, haven't they? But no one's managed it as OKK under safety car, under VSC. Someone always does it. They get a bit overexcited. We've gone green again, so maybe OKK was feeling a bit under pressure to get into the pits quickly. I don't know, but it's a bit of a clumsy mistake. Here comes Corey Dalton. And I tell you what, Ben Shaw, he's harvesting. He's not bothered at all with Corey coming up his inside. And he's let him go. It's not the Ben Shaw I know.
There was a time when Ben Shaw used to fight for every position.
He let that one go.
Yeah, it makes me sick.
These
Put an elbow out, Mr. Shaw.
These two were fighting for a championship here 6 seasons ago. Corey's got the fight in him. But I suppose Ben Shaw, maybe being a champion already, maybe he doesn't need to fight anymore.
3 years ago that was. Race 100, can you believe it?
I know, I still had long floppy hair and still the orange suit, but yes, very long time ago.
That's wild. What would that have been, 22?
22, yeah, December 22 that was. And it's September, well, tomorrow is October 25, so there you go. It's it's been a while, but Ben Shaw is not the driver he was then, unfortunately. He would win his title, I suppose, December 23, so it's been nearly 2 years since he won his title. And the pace, I mean, he used to come here and win the regular season every season, even if he wasn't going to go on and win the title. He had a real streak of just dominating regular seasons, and yeah, he needs to find that fight again.
Who's that, sorry? I listened to everything.
Ben Shaw. Ben Shaw.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You know, used to seeing the gold streak on his car, it's not there at the moment. As Arnaud, he's got gold all over his car, and he deserves it because he's leading this race. He's dominating this race. He's just hit the fastest lap of the race, and he's just been pipped there by Corey Dalton. But well, the gap at 5 seconds to make that 2 after penalties. Arnaud, he's in control of this one, and on for a first win in season 12. The first win as a Jackocar champion.
Yeah. Win number 19 it would be as well for Mr. De Grief. It puts him ahead of Mr. Khalifa El Khalifa, and it draws him level with Jamie Wright, the 2-time champion, which means he'll only be behind Jake O'Sullivan, the all-time wins leader, at 25. And looking at today's performance, you'd never have thought it, would you? Down in P7, but about to make an overtake on Casper Klein, is he?
Well,
Gasper's pulling away.
I was going to say, the fact that Casper's even in front of him in the first place says quite a lot considering how bad Casper's race has gone. But look at that, a late move to the inside. He's aggressive enough, is Casper. Oh, I thought he was going to go for him. I really thought he was going to go for him then. But Jake, he was more aggressive, and he did get the position. Just a bite. That could have been an accident. But they've got away with it. Now, why does it... Does your game say Risky leads the race?
It does indeed.
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
That can't be right.
He doesn't lead the race.
No.
and if it gives him the win, we will correct it. But, yeah, it's a strange one. Why does that happen then? Stuck at a tenth, isn't it?
Hundredths of a second. Yeah.
Jake and Casper, I think they went for round 2 there for a moment as well. But Jake, he's out of ERS entirely. So, yeah, I think Casper may have a chance of coming back in him. Who's this in front of these two then? Is it not? That's Robin in front of them, isn't it? So that'll be an ERS thing, but or a DRS move perhaps. But yeah, I think the game has just decided that Risky is on lap 24 now. And now on lap 25. Oh, this will be very difficult to work out because Arnold is 43 seconds behind Risky. That is correct, but Risky surely is on the previous lap. They've sort of somehow lost a lap in there for Risky. I've never seen this before. I wonder if it says this on Risky's screen that he's suddenly been time travelled a lap into the future.
He won't mind taking his third win. That's what I mean. All this talk of Arnold getting number 19. What about Sullivan Lewis getting number 3?
I mean, hopefully
it might have to go to the stewards.
Hopefully, what will be happening here is that Risky's will have his correct position on his dash and all the rest of it, and he'll be able to just tell us where he finished. Because I mean, we're not going to be able to tell him. Do you mind slowing down 43 seconds to let Arnold through? That's just not going to happen, is it? How bizarre! I didn't even know where he would have been. He would have been 8th probably. Well, who's he behind? He's behind MK Bourne actually. So I think he's actually 10th. 10th is where he is at the moment. So, well, I say 10th, or maybe he's 9th and MK Bourne's 8th. I don't actually. I don't know. I
don't know.
He's 8th, 9th, or I'd say he's 9th. Or the working theory is that he's actually 9th. And he's hold on. He's set the fastest lap. That's not helping, is it? Also, he has just made his pit stop, so something's gone wrong when he's made his pit stop basically, and the game's just decided to time travel him. As Casper's been in for a 3rd stop, I believe this is.
It's rapid.
Well, clearly.
Oh boy, go on, Sullivan.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say he's 9th. I'm gonna say he's 9th, and I hope I'm correct.
Yeah.
And that Arnold leads. The gap is sort of stagnant at about 5 seconds, but Johannes is slowly chipping away at it. And he'll have 4 more laps to do so, but as you say, it's not enough. If we get a late safety car now, though, that will obviously eviscerate that lead. And it is a lead, I promise. Very strange.
You wouldn't want to call a jinx on Arnold's victory that he deserves, would you? We don't need a safety car here.
I think the game's doing it already, isn't it? What a bizarre incident. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Let me
having
see.
a good season.
What does Risky's lap times do? Let's see what Risky's lap times say out of curiosity. He did a 13-second lap on lap 23. Bloody hell, he's quick. Yeah. No wonder he's leading the race. He's on a 13-second lap, for goodness sake. Oh, dear. There's a
yellow flag.
Robin has been in the wall, but he's not got any damage. He was just sort of scraping along. Oh, dear.
Poor.
He's another one who's had a bit of a difficult day, but he's always been on screen, oddly enough, even though he's been last pretty much all day. He's always found himself in the thick of the action somehow. Is that the race leader coming through? I see. Oh, that was a close one. In fact, he's about to get over.
The race leader's about to drop to 9th.
Oh no, the race leader's lost 9th place and he's down into No, where is he in this race? I think he's just lost 8 from falling to 9th. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Sullivan 9th, that's how I have it.
I think that's what's happening. Oh dearie me. I hope this is just us that are having this issue. I can't be arsed. I'm sure you can't be arsed.
No, because I'm the one who's got to deal with it. Come to me next season when it's not my problem.
I mean, what's going to happen though when he crosses the line and the game says the race is over? I don't know if that's going to affect
him into the playoffs.
I don't know if that's going to affect anyone's results though. Because I'm just wondering. For instance, who's a lap down on the not race leader who may be fighting for position at the end type thing? You know, the questions I didn't think I need to ask as Casper decides to pit again, so that's going to confuse things more. Thank you for that. He's going for the fastest lap again, isn't he? We may want to sit on board for him on his last lap and just enjoy a fast lap.
It makes sense because points are irrelevant. So if you can give yourself as many playoff points as possible, it's going to help you. Of course, they are capped. Don't forget, Owen, at 20, but they're a lot harder to earn this season.
And
so Casper going for a playoff point is much more important.
And he was ahead of Risky, but pitted. So yeah. I'm assuming that means the game is telling him that Risky leads the race. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have risked losing position to Risky, would he?
Well, no, he's playing the long game, like the season game.
Well, maybe, but he was already on a fresh set of softs, though. So
just having another go.
I suppose have another go, but you know, he probably could have still set the fastest lap on the tyres he was already on. So very odd. Luckily, the race has died down a bit, so at least we've noticed. I mean, it'd be hard not to notice what's going on, but yeah, never seen this before. So well, Jacko, I guess we're gonna have to get you to say your line now. Because I mean, he's not
twice. Or
yeah. Well, how do we do this? Luckily, we don't have anyone editing race highlights for us, so we don't need to worry about this much. But I'd say go for it now.
Out of sheer confusion and we don't really know why. We think it's 1 lap to go. Not sponsored by Credit One Bank. And
if it was sponsored, it wouldn't be after this week.
Oh dear, Arnold's just at the chicane, so that's how far away he is. 45 whole seconds.
Got to be said,
that's a long way back.
Risky's pace has been pretty electric, actually. It has to be said. You know,
yeah,
he's held his own very much. If he were the leader, he's been quicker than Arnold. What's actually happening is he's chasing down MK Bourne for 8th place. Is what's really happening. But I just really want to see if he's gonna. Oh, sorry, you've got a line, haven't you?
Yeah. Officially, what we do know is it is now 1 lap to go in Miami, Florida. 45 seconds late, but Arnold on his way to victory number 19. 3-second penalty, but he has it all in hand. Bring him home, Mr. Wyatt.
Yeah, well, let's just see if Risky can get past MK Bourne. In fact, MK Bourne's going to let him through. He thinks he's being lapped, doesn't he? He's been given a blue flag, hasn't he? Oh, no. That's so weird. I can't believe it.
Wait, if he starts weaving,
he thinks he's won.
Does he think he's won?
He can't. He must know
Surely
he's not actually 46 seconds ahead. We've got a new. We've got a new record. That blows the record away. What was it, like 29 seconds before? And Risky, according to this, has just won the race by 46 seconds. He's won with a fastest lap of 13 seconds. Robin's gone off again. He's got a puncture because, of course, he has. Okay, now look at the results screen. It's freaking out, isn't it? Because it's realised how the hell's Risky won this race, and now MK Bourne's suddenly in 8th place. He's let Risky through for position because he thought he was getting lapped. You just couldn't write it, could you? What on earth's going on there?
Well, here comes the man in P2 then.
Yeah, well,
Arnold, agree.
Let's be absolutely honest here. Wouldn't it be really funny? Let's see what Arnold says. Maybe Arnold will see how funny this is, and maybe just say, do you know what? I rate it. Let him have it.
Oh, amazing. That'd be less admin involved.
A lot less admin involved here.
I mean, what are they saying in chat? Let's go to it. Risky's like, I'll take P1.
We'll just put it out there. Think of the record books. Yeah. So
well, as you brought out, the record winning margin is Johannes last season, 34.7 seconds over Kieran. And well, there's Sullivan.
Well, he's won the race, apparently. Yeah, so he did a 13-second lap.
Yeah.
I'm just letting the drivers know this, because they won't have checked the race director. A 13-second lap, I think, on lap 23. And as Arnold agrees with me, this is divine intervention. I mean, if we think that Casper finds creative ways to lose races, it doesn't get more bizarre than this for Arnold, who has lost his fair share of races in strange and magical ways. And this one, assuming, I don't really know what they're going to do about this, because like I say, Arnold's going to get through to the playoffs anyway because he keeps finishing second. It's his third second place in a row if this stands. So he's going to get through anyway. And in fairness, Risky's actually also probably going to get through anyway, regardless of whether he wins or not. I mean, what Arnold could we could sort of bargain here with Arnold a bit and say, well, look, if you fancy qualifying next week, then let Risky have it, and then he'll start last. But I don't know. We'll let them work it out between themselves. Luckily, I'm not an admin, so I don't have to worry about this. But anyway, the order according to the game is Risky, Arnold, Johannes, Tony, Corey, Dalton. That's a top five. I don't know. Ben Shaw, Jake, MK Bourne. I think at that point Risky would slot into 8th, and then it'd be MK Bourne down. But
I wonder if there'll be a petition for Mike to reclaim 8th.
Yeah, we may have to do a cheeky null and void sort of situation here.
Because I don't know if you saw the message. He did it. He only let him through because he got blue flags.
That's what I said it at the time. It's what it looked like to me. Yeah, I've never seen that before. Why did that even happen? Alright, by the way, saying he had to lift and coast for after the race. That's because he was running very light on fuel. He had he'd put a lot of sort of faith in the fact that he'd be leading the race. He had low wings, and we saw he had that yellow warning light on his wheel the whole time, and he was managing that. So really, if he put a bit more fuel in the car, he probably could have gone a hell of a lot faster. Not fast enough to catch 46 seconds, but yeah. I think this is the first time we end Jackocar stream truly not knowing who's won the race, because it just depends. Arnold is quite a nice bloke. He might just not bother appealing this.
No, he is getting the win.
He will win it, but
he will win it. It's just that's hilarious. We've never ever had that in 305 races. And
I love, yeah. I think they're starting to have the debate already. I think Risky says, "You have the win, I'll have the points."
Yeah.
Good luck with that one. All what 3 points do you get for a win now? Or playoff points anyway. It's not very much anyway.
It's only 2 now.
It's even less than that then. So yeah, but anyway, we'll end that one there then, and just sort of hope we have an answer for you on Thursday as to what actually happened. I'd love to see Risky's on board, because his lap counter must have just gone up twice in one go or something. I don't get how that's. I don't know how that's happened. I really just. Yeah.
I was sat here waiting for the order to readjust. You know, like it has done over the years.
Well, yeah.
It jumbles itself up, and then it goes back to normal. Well, that's what I was waiting for, and then it just stayed there. It dominated.
Yeah. Well, there you go then. New magical weird things happen, but at the end of the day, Pete still didn't win the race. So we'll be back. We'll be back on Thursday to find out if he can win. What's that? 186 in a row now, something like that. 187.
188.
Oh bloody hell! It's really bad, isn't it? Right. Well, we'll be back on Thursday. Don't know what it'll be, of course, but ChatGPT will have the answer for you. 7 PM on Thursday, assuming Jacko fancies being on the ball again. If you actually really want to be on the ball, we'll have the lobby invites go out at like 6:48 when they used to, and then they can actually start at 7.
The time was adjusted for people like OKK who can't turn up on time.
Ah.
So it's 7 o'clock with a 7:10 start, but obviously it doesn't really happen, although it's today. So, once a season ain't bad, is it?
Yeah, it's a rarity, we'll enjoy it, but anyway, we'll not overstay our welcome then. And yes, we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you all for watching, and see you soon. Safe travels, cheerio, and all